Oh, well, thank you. How is it that you always know when I'm going to hit record? You just always know. You got the intuitions. I know. You've got them intuitions. How you get them? Oh, thank you for the paw. Are you going to squeak that the whole time I'm recording? Just part of the time? Most of the time? So choosing a German Shepherd can be very difficult. Between finding a breeder, deciding on a male or female, long hair, short hair, working line, show line, or maybe you just want to adopt a rescue. These are all the things that we're going to cover, squeaky squeak, in today's video. Now you two, jeez, it's amazing I get anything done. Roll the intro. Welcome to the channel. My name is Will. Enzo with the frisbee, Lotus with the ball, still trying to steal the frisbee without drop. Oh, there he goes. Now he's committed. We're gonna do a whole tug of war right now. Today's topic is choosing a German Shepherd. So this video is actually part 2. It assumes that you've already decided to get a German Shepherd. If you're still undecided on that, I have a video that I will link below, or maybe I'll put it on the screen, where you can determine if a German Shepherd is even right for you. Like I said, if you're new to German Shepherds or you're just starting out this journey, I would definitely watch that video. You can still watch this one, but definitely watch that video. It sheds a lot of light on the pitfalls and things that you need to be aware of. Since we've decided to get a German Shepherd, now we have to find one. Like I said, we have to decide what type of one that we want. Now, this isn't some Amazon purchase. You can't just get online and have one delivered in a couple days. This is going to take a lot of work on your part. I do have some videos that we'll talk about in a minute to kind of help on that, but primarily what we're going to be focusing on today is just making those choices. What are you two doing? Puppy versus rescue is where we're going to start. There are some things to consider when making this choice, such as, do you have small children? Do you already have pets? For us, having cats, we wanted a puppy when we got Enzo because we felt that it would give the cats the size advantage, if albeit only briefly. Don't be chewing on the concrete. Now, we've since learned that there are lots of shelters that actually foster out their pups, their dogs. You could find shelters that can tell you, like, hey, we have these dogs that are proven to be good with children, proven to be good with other pets or cats. That was something we were not aware of back then. Another thing to consider is if you already have a dog. Don't just assume that a puppy would be a better solution just because it's small. And that's the neighbor getting their trash. Some dogs do not do well with new puppies at all. So that's something that you have to be aware of before you bring in a puppy and supervise it 100% of the time. Another consideration is going to be the time demand. Now, a puppy is going to take a huge amount of time, but a rescue is too, because German Shepherds in general require a lot of your time. It's just a matter of where you want to spend that time. Now, keep in mind that a puppy will grow, so you're going to do both of these with the puppy, but it's going to be different in the beginning. Are you going to squeak that the whole time? Now, depending on the rescue's background, you may be able to get by with having like a normal job and leaving them for 8 or 9 hours a day. I don't suggest that, but it may be possible, and given the alternatives, I'd rather a rescue go to a home like that, especially like an older, maybe you just get like an older adult, one that's several years old. Squeaky squeak. Could we chew on something quieter? Just like a little bit? How about this one? Yeah, how about that one? That one's a little quieter. Yeah, that's much quieter. Unlike an adult, a puppy is going to require constant supervision. You're not going to be able to go to work for 8 hours. In the beginning, they can only go maybe an hour or two without going to the bathroom. Like I said, they need constant supervision. It's just not going to work. You can't have a normal 9 to 5 and leave a puppy at home all day. That is unacceptable. It will not work. You cannot do it. You're also going to lose a lot of sleep because chances are they're going to need to go to the bathroom at least once during the night. Now, we have some videos that cover all these topics in more detail that I will link below, but just some things to kind of be thinking about. No matter which route you go, whether you want to seek out a breeder or a rescue, I do have a couple videos that the wifey did back during the summer that I'll link below that goes over a lot of questions you should be asking and a lot of things that you should be thinking of when actually selecting that breeder or selecting that rescue. Now, let's talk about some of the specifics that are more than likely going to apply to puppies. Now, you could get in a situation where you have more than one rescue to choose from, then obviously these would apply. But obviously with a puppy, you can be more patient, you can look around more, and you can get exactly what you want. So in those cases, you gotta ask yourself a few questions. Do you want a working line or show line? Do you want a male or female? And do you want long hair or short hair? Let's start with the long hair versus short hair because it's the shortest one to answer. It does not matter. Pick whichever one you like better. It has no effect on their demeanor that I'm aware of, that I've been able to find out. Charlie, who is a friend of ours that lives down the street, Charlie Pup, he's a long hair, so you can, if you've seen our vlogs and you've seen him appear, that's what he looks like. I'll try to insert a clip, or if not, I'll have a photo showing the difference. Both Enzo and Lotus are short hair. Also, working line versus show line. I think this is a very simple answer for most people, but I do have an entire video dedicated that I will link below. The short answer is, are you going to show them? Yes or no? If the answer is no, then you should get a working line. Show lines have more of the slope back. I'm not a huge fan of them. And like I said, that's really just for like the show circuits and stuff. Any other reason, you just stick with the working line. Now, this is the question that's gonna probably get you the most thought. And again, I have a video topic on this, and that's male or female. Now, if this is gonna be your first pup, doesn't really matter. It's whichever you prefer. I mean, sure, they have some traits, mind you, and I go over those in the video, but it doesn't make a whole lot of difference. Generally speaking, if you already have one, a lot of people suggest going with the opposite. So if you already have a male, get a female. If you already have a female, get a male. Now, as you will know, both of ours are males. Yes, I know Lotus is a flower. I did not know that when I named him. He's actually named after Lotus the car, as is Enzo, as is Rally and Evo and everything. So we have two males. It's been completely fine, but it's generally not the #1 suggested thing to do, but clearly it can work. There's a lot of different traits that they have as far as which ones tend to be more aloof, which ones tend to be more dominant, which ones tend to be more, not aggressive, but maybe protective and such. A lot of different things that, like I said, I go over a lot of these in detail in the video. If it's your first one, I really don't think it's gonna matter a whole lot. And keep in mind too that these traits can go either way. Just because it's typical doesn't mean it's going to happen. Enzo, you come back over here. So we could talk a whole video on male versus female, which I have done. The short answers are that it's really gonna come down to the way they show things. While they can both be protective, males may show more around like territorial, where females may show more protective around like individuals. Males will generally be bigger. As far as like children, things like that, males may be a little more rough. They're not trying to hurt or anything. They're just kind of like how boys are just, you know, human boys are just more rough generally. You know, a lot of those similar traits that you think about if you're thinking about children, really, you know, what's the difference between a boy and a girl, how they behave and stuff, a lot of that is similar. Like I said, I don't think it really makes much of a difference. I would go with whatever your preference is. You can watch the video link below for all like the specific details. If you don't have one, it doesn't really matter. If you do have one, I'd probably get the opposite, but you don't have to. So there you have some of the basic questions to ask yourself when choosing a German Shepherd. I will link all the videos that I mentioned below, so if you want to dig deeper into those topics, the male versus female, working line, show line. Also, keep in mind, this is part 2, technically. I'll link part 1 below. Part 3 will be coming soon. Oh, good boy, go pee pee. If you have any specific questions, by all means, feel free to comment below. We've got a lot of topics on our website, a lot of German Shepherd. I mean, it's all German Shepherd stuff, so you can search the channel for a lot of topics as well. You can watch the vlogs. But otherwise, appreciate you guys as always. Subscribe for more German Shepherd content, and we will see you on the next video. Right? Lotus? Enzo? Later, guys. Here, you want your Iggy back? You want Iggy back? You don't want him? Oh, thanks. Oh, thanks. I think you need Tic Tac. Yeah, you need Tic Tac.